Okay, funny story. My wife was listening to my podcast the other day. Yes, she does that. And she said, "What's this thing called Whatnot you keep talking about on your podcast? Are you shopping without me?" Yes, I am. I'm cheating on you. It's called Whatnot. It's live shopping with chat, and it's a lot of fun. Look, I coach a lot of people online. I coach people to make money online. Most don't know how to do it. And I have been telling a few lately to go to Whatnot, see what they're doing, and give it a try. If you're a Whatnot seller, you really shine, and your people find you. And that's a big deal because if you're selling online, they need to find you for you to make money, right? And then they become repeat customers because they see your face, not just your logo. Whatnot is the largest dedicated live shopping platform, whether it's beauty, it's collectibles, electronics, luxury fashion, even cookies. Yep, cookies. Sellers are building real thriving businesses. Anyone can do it too. Some people on Whatnot are selling, get this, 10 times as much as they do on other major marketplaces. And you don't know this, but Whatnot buyers spend more than an hour on the app every day. They're not browsing. That's why they call them buyers. They're buying your stuff. So here's how it works. You go live, you showcase your products, and you earn real income. Search Whatnot, WHATNOT, in the App Store, download, and you can start selling right away. So I've been talking about the glasses I ordered from Zenni Optical, my sponsor. Now, I've never ordered glasses online before. I didn't trust it, to be honest. But mine had a scratch, and Zenni was my sponsor, so I kind of sort of had to do it, right? I mean, I can't tell you about it if I haven't done it. So my previous thinking was, prices are too cheap. These can't be good. I'm not going to like them. I'm picky. I take that back. Mine costs about $70, and I can't tell the difference from the $500 pair I purchased 2 months ago. By the way, my wife likes them too. She said they look good on your face, and I want some too. And at about $70 or less, I can buy them. I am surprised, and I'm a customer. Zenni Optical has prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, all starting at under $30. Go to Zenni.com, pick a frame, upload your prescription. They'll ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And Zenni has that virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frames look on your face, and that is very cool and confidence building. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now it's time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out pretty quick, so don't sit on this. Go to Zenni.com/podcast, promo code podcast15. How are you? Happy Friday. Come on in. So happy to have you here today. We're going to dig into the spotlight being on you. Is the spotlight on you? Do you like the spotlight on you or not? And have you taken some time to figure out if you like it or don't? And are your actions matching that? We'll chat about that today, okay? It is the Daily Boost since 2006. Stepping in the studio to here to do an original show every single day, literally for well over 5,000 episodes. Every single show original. Wait a second, that's a lie. Probably shouldn't start the show as a lie, Scott. That's not the thing to do. But no, I did repeat 1 week. I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe it seemed like 10 years plus ago that I said, we can just repeat a week and nobody will know the difference. And I did. I felt so guilty about it. It's just not my identity to do that. It's not who I am. And so, yeah, for 5,000 plus episodes, they come in here. The content is, we change it all the time, mix it up. Everything's recorded fresh and live. And that's how it is. Anyway, good to have you. My name is Scott. Thanks for stopping by. I did make it easy for you to find me after, in our 19th season. I finally said, hey, let's do a website called the Daily Boost Podcast. And that's where all the stuff that I do at Motivation to Move and Face Your Passion, all that stuff is there. We have the shows there as well. And if you want to reach me directly and not go through my very fine customer service people, just send a note to scott@dailyboostpodcast.com. You can remember that really easily, can't you? So I thought I'd make it easy for you. So go ahead and do that. All right. So, this story goes back a little bit. But this is just so important because let me rephrase this question that I asked at the beginning of the program today. Do it a different way. Did you ever dream of being, the proverbial rock star, the movie star? I guess these days it would be the influencer, right? That'll pass eventually because influencers it's kind of running its course a little bit now, at least in the way it has been for the past couple of years. Influencers have been around forever, but do you ever dream of doing that? When I was growing up, a long time ago, you ever see that show on TV called Emergency? You ever see that show? Well, they came to my town in Manassas, Virginia, and these guys, they were paramedics and they were movie or TV stars, and they came there. And all I wanted to do was be a paramedic that had a TV show. That was it. The influence hit me back then. Did you ever want to be the person that was out front? Now, that's kind of me. I tend to want to be in the spotlight. I tend to want to do that, but I'm an introverted extrovert. I'm a guy who is very comfortable being out in front with zero need to be in front. Zero need. And when I was growing up, I was like that. I thought I needed to be out in front. I needed to be on the radio, needed to be on TV, needed to be on stage, needed to be that guy, that guy, that guy. And you know what I did? I complained. Because that's not what I wanted to do. That was a necessary evil for me to do it. It took me a lot of years to figure that out. I'm not one of those people who just had to be out in front of people just to do things that didn't matter to me. What mattered to me was kind of the thinking behind the scenes, creating it, making it happen, the impact I was having, the result they were getting. That was the most important thing. And so it really messed with me for a long time. And it messed with my son too. My son is in his early 40s now. I know. I started very young. I did. But when he was a kid, he was coming into his own. He wanted to be a rock star. Now, if you talk to him today, and we've had these conversations today, that was his thing. He wanted to be a rock star. And he played instruments, and he was in a band, and he was probably in the worst band I've ever heard. I'm thinking, other than the one I was in, which was pretty bad. And we had these conversations, and my whole thing was I looked at it in terms of musicianship and being a musician. And if you look at this, and anybody with common sense will tell you this, that what is the future for most musicians? What is the future? The future is probably a wedding gig or playing the tiki bar here in Daytona Beach on the weekend. That's probably the future. Most people are not going to be pros. They're not going to be big musicians. They're going to be working people that are out just doing what they love to do. Nothing wrong with that. And I posed that to him. I said, that's the first thing. Is that where you want to be? When you envision yourself as being the rock star, are you okay with doing that? I mean, the absolute truth of being a real rock star is you spend your whole entire life on a tour bus. That's the truth of it. I said, do you want to be that person? He said, yeah, I really think I do. And so he went out and ran after it. He kind of ran into what I did, the same thing I did when I ran after everything. I said, I really like to do it, but I wasn't wired just to do it. That wasn't my thing, and he wasn't either. Whiskey Go-Go out there at Sunset Strip in Los Angeles does a open mic night. He got accepted to get on stage there. He went and sang his songs. Didn't work out so well. He was so worried about just, being the performer that he hadn't worked on his songs. He hadn't figured that out. So we had more conversations as time went on. We said, Austin, do you want to be the rock star? Are you okay being in the band? Are you okay doing the behind the scenes stuff? I'm a hybrid of that. I learned that over time, that I don't have to be just out in front. Actually, I'm happier when I'm kind of producing the show a little bit. I've got behind the scenes, which is why I got into coaching and stuff that I do. Very happy to be out in front and lead people to help them get where they want to go. And so that's my question to you today. Are you the rock star, or are you in the band, or maybe backstage? And do you know what you are? Are you standing backstage and you want to be driven and you will do anything to be up front?
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you are the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
I was talking to my pastor the other day, and as they do, they're always trying to find ways to get you to participate in the community a little bit more. And I do some things, and he says, Scott, what are you really going to do? What would really serve you? And I said, well, don't take it for, take it for how I'm going to say it, but take it this way. I said, I want your job, but I just don't want all the counseling sessions. I don't want the weddings. I don't want the funerals, but I want your job. He said, what do you mean? He said, well, I'd like to do your job, but I haven't read the Bible completely through, so I can't really stand up there and do a sermon, nor do I even want to do that. But that's how I see myself that way. He goes, do you really want to do that? I said, yeah, as long as I get to produce the entire show and put it together for you. See what happened there? The hybrid I made myself. I view myself as like this. I do the podcast, but ultimately what I want to do is you get an impact of what I'm saying. And so I will produce this and work at this to get it in your mind so you'll get a certain result from it. That's where I am. There are many people I know that just, hey, I got to be the rock star, period. You could not put me in the chorus behind a band and be happy. Wouldn't happen. I'd rather be pushing buttons on the soundboard. I've got some control there. So my question to you is this. Are you trying to be the rock star? Are you trying to be the movie star? Are you trying to be the TV star? Are you trying to be the influencer? Are you trying to be all that, and yet you're not really driven to do that? You're driven from a different place inside of you. Or are you driven to do that and you're absolutely happy to do that and that's all you have in mind? That's it. I just want to stand, just give me my mic, let me sing. That's it. Which one are you? I would bet you're going to have a hard time figuring that out. And that's my question. If you want to be, are you a rock star or are you not? To use that metaphor. If you are, then why are you not doing that? If you are, then why are you not just dropping everything else around you and say, that's it? Maybe you're scared. Maybe you haven't figured out a way to make it work yet. I don't know what it is. You haven't faced your passion yet. Is that who you are? I don't care if you've been sitting in a cubicle for 40 years dreaming about being a speaker on a stage. Have you done it yet? There's a big idea here. If you haven't done it, you probably aren't that person, probably don't want to do it. So I'm simply saying to you today, if you're that person who's going to step up and be in front of the spotlight, whether it's your family, whether it's literally being an entertainer, maybe as a business owner, whatever it happens to be, are you wanting to be there? And what are you going to do to get there? Or maybe you figured out that, no, that's not who I am. Like I have. I figured out that's a portion of what I like to do, but I actually like a kind of a different lead, a different place. I settle back into a different spot where I have more producing control. Which one are you? That was hard for me to come by. I'll be honest with you. That was really difficult because for the first 20 years of my life, all I said, why can't I be that guy just in front all the time? Why? Because I didn't want to be. End result is I actually have a nicer house than those guys do too. So that's the thinking today. And this is what you can rattle around in your head as you go, as you're going through your day today, as you're complaining about your boss and all the stuff your boss is doing. Boss, blah, 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 blah. I could do it better than him. But do you want to? Do you want to play that role? I'm a better leader, but do you want to be that leader? Are you okay playing in the chorus in the band backstage a little bit, maybe? That's the question today. And I bet you one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to recognize that you have to play that role, that you have to somehow get the spotlight on yourself, and therefore you're going to go for it. You're going to figure out how to do it, scared to death or not, you're going to go for it. Or maybe, probably in most of the cases, based on what I've seen, I've talked to a lot of people over time, you're going to recognize that, no, you're satisfied in other ways. You're not giving up in any way. It's just something else drives you, but you've been hanging on to something that maybe you didn't understand, or maybe somebody gave you an idea 40 years ago. You'd be good at this. You should do that. You've been doing it this whole time, and it's not serving you. So you're going to figure it out either way. So ask yourself that question. Do I want to be the rock star? Or am I better playing in the band? Deeper question than you think. Some people just let it go. I hope you don't do that. All right, I'll see you. We've got the weekend off. I'll see you Monday, okay? DailyBoostPodcast.com. And just come back Monday morning. I shall be ready to go for you right here on the Daily Boost.